Chapter 5. Germany, the sick old man of Europe. Let's now look at the economic prospects of Europe. In late December 2025, the data regarding Germany, the traditional economic locomotive of Europe, suggests that the engine is not just slowing down, it is undergoing structural de-industrialization. When we combine the ill management of EU funds with the specific Germany's energy policies, cutting off imports of cheap Russian energy, closing down of nuclear power plants, we are looking at a polycrisis that threatens the very foundation of the German economic model. Before 2022, Germany imported approximately 55% of its gas from Russia at roughly 20 to 30 euros per megawatt hour. In late 2025, while prices have stabilized from the 2022 peaks, Germany is reliant on expensive US and Qatari LNG, costing 2 to 3 times the historical Russian average. The nuclear exit. By shutting down its last 3 nuclear plants in 2023, Germany removed 8.5 gigawatts of reliable, low-carbon baseload power. This has forced a reliance on expensive natural gas and dirty lignite, or brown coal, to balance the grid when the wind doesn't blow, making German electricity prices some of the highest in the industrialized world. The GDP forecast. Managed decline versus meltdown. As of December 2025, the economic indicators for 2026 Germany are grim. Energy-intensive sectors, chemicals, steel, glass, have cut production by nearly 20% compared to 2021 levels. Companies like BASF and Volkswagen are shifting investment to the US and China, where energy and labor are cheaper. The GDP prediction. After a stagnant 2024 and 2025, most models for 2026 predict a contraction of 0.5 to 1.5%. While meltdown, a sudden 10 to 15% drop, is unlikely due to Germany's remaining cash reserves, we are seeing a permanent loss of potential, a slow-motion derailment. The financial liability to the EU. This is where the demise of the EU theory gains the most traction. The paymaster is broke. Germany provides roughly 25% of the EU's net budget. If Germany's GDP shrinks and its tax revenue falls, it can no longer subsidize the servitude of the southern and eastern states. The debt brake, or Schuldenbremse. Germany's own constitutional laws prevents it from borrowing more money to fix the gap. In late 2025, this has led to a civil war within the German government, as the organized few try to bypass the debt brake to fund both the green transition and the Ukraine loan. The masses in Germany are feeling the tax burden servitude. For the first time since the 1940s, a generation of Germans expects to be poorer than their parents. When Germans see their government cutting local subsidies for farmers while authorizing $90 billion loans for a state they perceived as infested with golden toilets, the social contract snaps. We are not seeing a potential meltdown, we are seeing the active dismantling of the German industrial heartland. If Germany falls into a permanent recession, the EU's redistribution model dies. Without German money, the organized few in Brussels have no carrot to offer, leaving them only with the stick of regulations, which the sovereign nations are now openly defying. Germany is no longer the powerhouse, it is the sick man of Europe again, but this time, the hospital, the EU, is also bankrupt.